Superannuation is our parachute for retirement. It ensures that we have money to live off after we stop working. So that means we can spend like there's no tomorrow because we have this rainbow at the end of it all waiting for us. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to take control of your super and ensure that you have money waiting for you for retirement. I'm Elliot. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you here with us. All existing subscribers, I hope you received your $1,000 checks in the mail last week. And your growing support helps me and motivates me to continue to bring you guys high quality information on finances and any information surrounding it. So I really do appreciate that. So you've heard of this SMSF thing, but it sounds complicated and a lot of work. Why would I want to do that? Well, what if I told you you could have complete control of your money? So just like your normal non-super money, you could invest your super into pretty much any investment you can think of. Whether it be stocks, property, cryptocurrency, buying businesses, you name it, you can pretty much do it with your self-managed super fund. In July 2017, I started investing my self-managed super fund into the US stock market. I started with 30,000 USD and I've since grown the fund by 277%. This does include employer contributions. Now, I know some investors out there are probably not all that impressed with that figure, and that's totally cool because I'm more than happy with my almost 300% return in 3 years. For everyone else, Australians with Australian super funds, you've probably been promised about 8% return on average over a 10-year period. Now, super and self-managed super funds aren't something we're typically taught in schools, and our only education comes in the form of our first job when we're given the first super form saying, hey, we're going to be putting 9% of your salary into a fund that's going to magically grow into retirement one day for you. Great. Let's assume you worked from the age of 17 until 60. Making 75,000 Australian dollars every year, and 9% of that went into super. That would be a total of $290,250. Assuming the 10-year average that these funds claim of 8%, cost to manage this fund of 0.25%, plus the insurances they charge, let's say 1%, and a conservative 1.5% inflation, that leaves us 5.25% average return over 10 years. Picture this, if we had invested regularly into an ETF, let's take Vanguard's S&P 500 Growth ETF, we would be doing a lot better than 5.25% average returns. Whilst there are lots of variables to consider in both of these examples, such as how regular you invest and the price you actually get filled on, these examples should be used as guidelines only. By sheer coincidence, the VOOG ETF was established almost exactly 10 years to the date of this video, being conceived on the 1st of October 2010. In 10 years, this ETF has accelerated by 276%. Let's reduce our 0.1% management fee and inflation for every year. VOOG portfolio after expenses inflation is 261% in a 10-year period. Our managed super is more like 52.5% in a 10-year period. And this is just an ETF that follows growth stocks in the S&P 500. If you'd invested directly in the outperforming stocks within that ETF, you would have done even better than that. If your super fund currently has less than 75,000 Australian dollars in it, it's not exactly viable to set up a self-managed super fund. The professionals say you should have at least $100,000 before even considering it. Now, I can understand the fear of setting it up. It's complicated and requires a lot more work and effort and more awareness of your money. But it's your money, so you should take control of it. However, if self-managed super fund isn't for you, there are still a couple of options available to you that will give you a bit more transparency and control over your money. The first option is taking a more active role in your super fund. No, this won't mean you'll need to go and work for your super fund to manage your portfolio. It's just about gaining transparency of how your money is being invested. What's the risk profile? Am I happy with the fees? Are there better alternatives that have better performance and cheaper fees? Do I need income insurance protection? I know this is a bit more work, but it's your money and you should take control of it. The second option is changing a super fund that allows you flexibility with your account. For example, Australian Super and Q Super actually allow their clients to invest directly into stocks within the S&P ASX 300. Those are the top 300 stocks on the Australian market. See their website for more details on fees and other costs associated with doing that. For those of you ready to take total control of your super, let's find out how you would establish a self-managed super fund. Traditionally, this is done with an accountant, and they will charge you anywhere from $1,000 up to $3,000, depending on the accountant. Now, there are a lot of online services, and the most popular is probably eSuperfund. They will currently set up your self-managed super fund for free. That's right, for free. And they will do your next financial taxation and auditing for free as well. So not until 2021, you will need to pay the first fee, which would be $999 for taxation auditing. This is quite cheap. It's not unheard of to pay anywhere from $1,250 all the way up to $2,000, if not more. Just like a personal tax return, the more complex it is, the more they will charge you. So if you've got investment properties and stocks and you've got expenses and income coming in, they're going to charge you more. It's just going to take more time and effort for them, and that's just the reality that we live in. Now, of course, there's auditing as well. This is separate from the taxation, and it's basically a third party checking the work that your accountant has done to make sure it's okay to be submitted to the government. Now, this is something the government should be paying for, right? It's checking someone who should have done it correctly the first time. Why should we have to pay that? But unfortunately, we don't live in an ideal world, and we have to pay that. So always be aware of how much you're going to be charged by your accountant or online provider before you set out to go with them. Otherwise, you could be hit up with an $1,800 bill at the end of it, and there's not much you can do about it. They're just going to want you to pay it. And it's totally unfair, but I've been stung many times with that. So always know the amount you're going to pay up front. Super Concepts is another website that charge around the same price as eSuperfund. They charge $999 for taxation and auditing. But of course, that's the starting price for a basic fund. So make sure you're aware exactly how much you're going to pay up front. On top of the taxation and auditing costs that you will need to pay, you'll also get the opportunity to pay your tax as you go. Woo! The government will send you a lovely red letter every quarter for you to pay a predetermined tax value. Wait, what's that? What have I got here? It's something for you. That's right, it's a letter for you. Bet you weren't expecting that on YouTube. A letter directed for you. Let's open it. I've only got one shot to film this. Better make it count, right? Oh, what have we got? It's from the government. Who would have thought? So yesterday I actually received in the mail one of these lovely red letters. That's right. This is what you'll get in the mail when you have a self-managed super fund. And it will have an income tax installment that you'll need to pay. And you generally have about 30 days to pay it. So it's actually due at the end of October. I transfer from my personal account into my super account to pay expenses such as the pay-as-you-go tax. This just keeps my account clean, and I don't have to sell any shares or anything like that to pay off the expenses. The fund can basically just keep growing without me touching it. Once your SMSF is established, you're going to receive a ream of paper full of information about the account. Hopefully this is digitalized now, but probably not. The first thing you're going to want to do is open an SMSF bank account. This will allow you to roll over your current super fund money and put that into that bank account. Now, like most super funds, they multi-hate people leaving them. It's a very complicated process, and they have to sell units here and units there and transfer your money. And you'll probably receive a check in the mail after you do it. Because it's a self-managed super fund, they can't actually transfer the money to another super fund. Yeah, it's complicated for them. So what you're going to want to do is, while this is happening, you're going to want to sign up to maybe trading accounts or get other investment entities lined up, so when you get the funds, you're ready to go. Once your funds are in your account, you're able to invest away into your desired investment. Managing a self-managed super fund really does give you back control and allows you to manage your money. You'll definitely need to spend a bit more time researching investments and investing in yourself. However, This is your responsibility and yours alone. Putting your money in the hands of others can be quite costly. This is a very basic overview of a self-managed super fund. For more information, you should check out ATO's website. And if in doubt, you should seek YouTube for advice. You should seek out an accountant or a financial advisor for more information. And you should probably do this before you even establish a self-managed super fund to make sure it's viable for you. All right, guys, thank you again. Take control of your money, and I'll see you next time.